Thank you so much sir, for joining. You are 92 batch IS officer. Your first posting was as a sub-collector of Vijayawada. How has been your journey so far?
My journey has been pretty eventful and very meaningful, and I've had jobs which have changed a lot of lives. So I'm very happy about the journey that I had. I worked in urban sector, I worked in the civil supplies, I worked in infrastructure, and of course information technology has been one of the important areas of my work. Wherever I have worked, be it the municipal commissioner in Vizag or as collector in West Godavari or any other place as well.
Under your belt, you have won many times the e-governance award, most of the time in Hyderabad. So how passionate you are about that thing, and how does it come to you?
I mean, it doesn't come to me. It comes to the projects that I have been doing. I've always believed that information technology is the key to good governance. It's not as if it's the only thing for the good governance, but I think it plays a very important role in ushering in good governance. And to my mind, it's indispensable if we have to achieve good governance. So be it the urban jobs or the rural jobs that I have done, or the culmination of it as the IT secretary here, I have realized the potential of information technology and used it to the fullest in all my job positions.
Andhra Pradesh has been one of the high-tech state because of maybe some of the very good chief ministers it had in the past. It has been setting examples for other states also, other milestone also. How do you look at the AP playing role, a defining role for other states to probably follow it?
I think you rightly put, Andhra Pradesh provides a very happy hunting ground for information technology, and we have country's second largest information technology industry in Hyderabad, and e-governance has generally been considered as an accepted norm despite the changes in the governments and the heads of the governments, and that has provided people like us a kind of a catalyst and a boost to experiment and do things. And right from e-Seva to me-Seva, Andhra Pradesh has been leading through examples, and I hope the country at large benefits from all these experiments.
And how do you look at the events such as eINDIA? Does that catalyze the e-initiative at different level?
Yeah, it does. I mean, we've tried to have focus on three seminal tracks here. We have the e-gov, we have the e-health, and the e-education, and I think these tracks have also been chosen from the national perspective, because these are the sectors which require a lot of infusion of information technology. Already there is a great deal of infusion in these sectors, and there is a need to usher in information technology, especially on the government side, and that's why these tracks have been chosen. And to my mind, it would also provide a good platform for cross-sharing of views, for opinion leaders to network with each other, and for governments to appreciate these views and try and formulate their policies in accordance with those views.
So from the e-Seva to me-Seva, it's been 1 year. Experience must have been very good. What are the future plans in that field?
I mean, yes, it's been a highly meaningful and enriching experience to bring in me-Seva, and in such a short span of time. We started on a very humble note, and today we have 7 million transactions being completed, more than 45 services being offered, all being offered through an integrated delivery model. At the same time, cutting across the state, the rural and the urban areas. And we look at consolidating the gains of me-Seva by adding more and more services. We have about 50 more services in the annual, and by this year end possibly we'll make me-Seva 100 services strong. Then expand the outreach of me-Seva into rural areas. With the National Optical Fiber Network project coming in, it would become much easier for us to broad-base me-Seva into the rural areas of Andhra Pradesh, and consolidate, do a lot of capacity building. The project is still evolving. In fact, it's been evolving every day, and so we need to work on that evolution and sort out the glitches which have been there in the project, and improve upon the project, and make it more user-friendly for the citizens as well as the officers who are handling the requests coming in from the citizens.
And that means the ICT is somehow playing a very big role in Andhra Pradesh, because information communication technology they actually minimize the labor work for the officers also. It also, lesser the, hard work for the people to do. So how do you look at the implementation and deployment of the ICT in different sectors?
See, ICT as an industry is fairly important for Andhra Pradesh. In fact, it's is the single largest contributor and the biggest contributor of export revenues to our state. We have more than 3 lakh people who are directly employed in IT, and more than 15 lakh families are indirectly benefited because of IT. And it would not be very difficult. It would not be a fair. It would be a fair proposition to say that the information technology growth in the private sector has had a huge impact on the information technology and its usage within our own government. And that is why you have a whole range of e-gov initiatives. I mean, besides Me Seva, we have the e-pass initiative, we have the initiatives in the rural development department, we have a lot of initiatives in the urban sector. So all these sectors where cutting edge activities take place in relationship to the citizens have had the benefit of making use of information technology, and we hope to see a lot of new things to happen, especially in the education and the health sector, where we still think we need to improve.
Are you happy with the kind of success you have got in PPP model? Because there have been appreciation and some demerits also of that particular model in other states, even in Andhra Pradesh. There have been some writings on it.
I've been a strong votary of public-private partnerships, especially if it is structured properly and if it is bidded out properly, and that's what has been the case in information technology department. In public-private partnership, in fact, Me Seva itself is modeled on the public-private partnership model, where you have a whole range of kiosks which are being run by local, we call them entrepreneurs because they are the entrepreneurs, they are the ones who are running the kiosks, and besides them we have the large number of stakeholders who are involved in the project. So when you bring in so many stakeholders, what essentially happens is the projects become sustainable. They go beyond the life of the initiator of the project, and at the same time it brings in benefits to them, both monetary and otherwise, which eventually help us to push it faster, and at the same time also brings in all the efficiencies of the private sector and brings in all the flexibilities which are there in the private sector and its operations.
So why we are not able to replicate the Hyderabad or Andhra model in other states also?
No, it's happening. It's happening. I mean, for example, as I understand, the e-district project, which is now going to get replicated across the state, across all the states in the country, has been modeled around the concepts we have evolved in Me Seva. And there are a lot of variations of Me Seva type of projects in various other states as well. But yeah, ultimate dream would be that projects like this get replicated across the country.
What are the major challenges you see in your department? And you have been active, highly active in e-governance, ICT, IT. What are the challenges you see in Andhra Pradesh especially?
See, I mean, information technology is never the line department. We are, I mean, as I tell something, we are into everything, but we are not ourselves. I mean, we are only means to an end. We are not an end in ourselves, right? So eventually, we require a lot of support from the various departments. A lot of buy-in is required from various departments, because they will have to be prepared. They will have to reform their processes and become e-compatible. So I think this is the biggest challenge, to get the buy-in of various departments, and I think that's where Me Seva has been largely successful in getting the various departments on board. Of course, you will have technological challenges, but I think they can easily be mitigated with the technological advances which are taking place in information technology. You will always have constraints of capacities in government sector, but all that can also be mitigated by making use of IT and related tools. And largely, there are not many legal challenges. What you require is the will, and with right political and administrative will, projects like this can move over to any part of the country.
You are a finance man, you are a BE also, and you have been occupying different positions in the government, as you told me. Where we see Mr. Jaju down the line?
So I see getting involved in projects which are innovative, projects which help citizens, projects which bring in user-friendly formats into the way we interact with the citizens. That has always been my credo and hallmark, and I love to do departments where I can bring in change and possibly take one step forward at a time.
Are you getting the kind of support a bureaucrat must get to actually way forward from his?
I always got. I mean, I've always been saying that there's no lack of political will, provided we are ready to take that first step, and provided we are ready to bring in departments, and we are provided we're able to bring in the stakeholders and a consensual arrangement. I think things move.
Thank you so much for your time. It's been a wonderful talking to you, sir.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine.